Hey, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is the great and powerful Zilla, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 8.3. We're going to watch a game on this, Sexy Lexy, and we're going to talk about some different things that are going on in the game. So let me start off by saying several people have talked to me about their results, and I have looked at mine, and I cannot say for certain, but I believe that there has been some change to the AA mechanic in the game. I can't say for certain. I'm going to take a look at it, come out with a video in the future on that, but for right now, it appears that the AA has been changed. Don't know for sure. Okay? Secondly, we got this honor and glory thing going on with the Soviet ships. Let me just state my opinion right off the bat. I served in the United States Army. I faced off against the Iron Curtain. I know what Soviet means. There's nothing honorable and there's nothing glorious about the Soviets, period. There's nothing honorable about being conscripted into a navy and forced to serve 2 years. There's nothing honorable about saying the wrong thing at the wrong time and the Zampolit of your ship orders to have you shot. There's nothing glorious about the Soviet battleships Gangut and October Revolution firing on women and children in Finland, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. So why Wargaming chose to glorify the crimes of that totalitarian state is beyond my comprehension. If this were World of Tanks and they were talking about the Soviet Army against the Nazis in World War II, yes, the Soviet Army committed more than their fair share of war crimes, but I could understand that. Due to the very limited and minuscule role that the Soviet Navy played in World War II, I don't buy this. I think it is a slap in the face to everyone who survived World War II and those victims of Soviet brutality in 1939 at the hands of the Soviet Navy at that time. I'll leave it at that. So what you got honor and glory. You pick a side. Now for the past 2 days, I've been doing honor. So this is my third day, and every day it gets more difficult. This day is very hard difficulty, and as you see, it goes to 2,000. Now this is pretty much the standard as it was with any other thing else. You start out with this. But, pardon me, in this iteration, you'll notice that there's a disparity. You go up 100 points here, 300 points here, and then you got to go up a whopping 1,000 points here, and then only 500 to here. So they extend it every single day. Now the rewards are greater. You get these little tokens. I'll show you what they do in a minute. Okay? But this is what it is. It's very similar to the one they had before. So, you know, sign up, do your thing. If you do 15 battles, you get a flag and you get a symbol. And again, on Team Glory, what most people are doing is they're doing the honor first, they're getting 15 first, or they're doing glory first, getting 15. Then they're switching sides. It really doesn't matter. It's very much like the Eagles and the Sharks that they had before. Okay? Only this time they were smart enough not to put dash on any one team so everybody doesn't pick against that team. All right? So, that's the Honor and Glory campaign. It's going to be going on for another 2 months about. Okay? So, that's that. Okay, armory-wise, they've added another new currency. Because everybody knows we need more, right? Okay, they've added these little allowance tokens, okay? Now, those can be used to, A, buy the Lazo. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you, and you can blame me if you want to. I don't know very much about the Lazo at all. I don't know if it's squishy, if it's strong. I don't know if it's made of gasoline and matches. I don't know anything about this Tier 7 cruiser. But if it's like any other typical Tier 7 cruiser, then, you know, it is what it is. But there are special missions just for the Lazo that will give you boxes. These boxes can be purchased with doubloons, Most people I talk to get at least 1 or 2 early access Russian battleships out of these things. I had one guy yesterday, he bought 7 of these things with doubloons, and he got 3 of them, 3 of the 4. All right. Otherwise, you can spend them on these little doodads right here, which have a chance, we don't know how small, of dropping a mission for an early access Soviet battleship. All right. So having said that, let's take a look at the Soviet battleships in Tech Tree. All right. Tech Tree, da 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 da. Go to the Soviets. All right. So these are the battleships they added. These will be coming out probably in 8.4. These are the ones that are available at early access in the game through the crates. You got the Pyotr Veliky, Ismail, Sinop, Vladivostok. All right. Now, of all these Soviet battleships, only this one was actually built, the Gangut. And if you want to know what the Gangut looks like, look at this one, because they're the same ship. The October Revolution and the Gangut are, in fact, the same class of ship. The Gangut was used by the Soviet Navy to shell women and children in Finland and Latvia and Estonia and Lithuania. Need I go on? It played almost no role in World War II. It was built in 1908 and became a favorite target of the Luftwaffe. All right. And I'm not quite sure about the history of the ship, but I think she was sunk by the Luftwaffe. I'm not quite sure. All right. After that, everything else here is like SpongeBob says, the world of imagination. These are all make-believe ships, every single last one of them. These were in plan, but World War II interrupted that, and the Russians, to their credit, figured out very, very quickly that they didn't need battleships due to the limited role of their Navy and their limited port situation, per se. You're fighting for life and death on land. You don't need to invest any money into the Navy, right? Okay? So none of these ships were ever built. Period. Ever. They're all make-believe. And the last two didn't even have plans. Didn't even have plans. Didn't even have anything. You know, these were proposed projects, but there were no detailed plans. So this is all made up by wargaming. These are imaginary ships. The Sovietsky Soyuz, which means Soviet Union, and the Kreml, which means Kremlin. All right? All right? Ya говорите по-русски. All right, so that's the Russian battleship line. Again, these are the 4 that you have early access to. I've heard mixed reviews on these. They are brawlers. They are up close and personal. They do have limitations. They are not overpowered right now. And hopefully it'll stay that way. Please learn a lesson, wargaming, from World of Tanks, and do not make every Soviet ship overpowered as hell like you did in World of Tanks. We need more objects like we need a hole in the head, right? Okay? So anyway, today I went out on the Lexington, and I did a game in the Lexington. We're going to take a look at that, and we'll see how I did. And after that, you know, go for it. But like I said, lots of stuff going on. You got the naval battles if your clan's into that right now. You got this Team Honor thing going on. Combat missions, there are special combat missions that come up every day. So you got a bunch of stuff going on. And as a matter of fact, if you go to your news feed, I'll just give you guys a helpful hint because some of us never even look at the damn news, right? Okay, if you go to your news feed, once it comes up, gotta love my internet, okay? And you go to the May Combat Missions International Workers' Day, where they celebrate the assassination of the Tsar's family and his children, all right, by the Bolsheviks. You can take part in this International Workers' Day thing, and you can earn a bunch of credits. I mean, there's like 10 parts to it. Each part gives you 50,000 credits, and then at the 10, you get another flag, a little hammer in the hand of a purple hammer in the hand, purple hand on a white flag. And to be honest, they do need more Russian-themed flags in the game, along with a couple of other nations. But you can do that. It'll give you a bunch of credits and a flag. Later on, there's one for the port of Hamburg. that you can do to get a flag. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on this month. Okay? So regardless of our political ideology, we're going to go into battle on this American Lexington, and we're going to see what's up. All right? We'll talk to you after the battle. Bye. By now, you've no doubt noticed that my voice sounded quite different in that intro as opposed to the others, and the reason for that is that Overwolf is foobar, the hotkeys do not work, and I'm using a Microsoft application to capture this video and post it, but I want to get at least one out a week. I'm very, very busy in real life, and I wanted to at least get one video out per week. Also, if I may offer some advice, some of you may be having extreme difficulty with the update 8.3 in regards to the fact that it does not support anything but Windows 10 or above, and it will not support anything but DirectX 11 and above. I had one guy, he continued to try, he got in, could disconnect over and over. He went from pink to orange to red. Don't get yourself banned over this, guys. If it continues to disconnect you, then stop playing, back off, fix what you need to. Worst case scenario, get a new computer, then come back. It's not worth getting banned in the game over disconnect issues. I know it's not your fault, but games evolve and technology evolves, and you have to keep up with it. They announced 2 years ago that they were going to stop supporting Windows 7. Okay, so in this game that you're watching right now, what I did there, I took off like a bat, saw his fighters coming around, so I backed off and dropped fighters over our destroyer. Something that you should be doing if you are a carrier player. Try to protect your fleet wherever you can. That Leningrad that I dropped over, that poor guy gets picked on by the enemy carrier almost this entire game. It's redonkulous. So what I do is I move my carrier over to the side that we're strong on, because I don't want to sit out there like a sock and get beat to death. All right, and I come down. I'm going to drop some rockets, or at least I'm going to try, and boom, 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 boom. Popcorn. I'm dead. All right. So, all right. Well, my fault. I went into a ball of red and ended up dead. Right? Don't go in a ball of red or you end up dead. So, take up the hell divers, torpedo bombers, and go out the same way. But I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm not just going to dive head first in there. By now, they've spread out a little bit. Smart teams stay together, or at least within proximity. You know, I'm going to do a video later on the disparity between the tiers as far as AA goes, because there is a major disparity. For example, if you're in a Tier 8 carrier, you're flying against a Tier 8 ship, you're going to take some losses, but you'll do decent. Going up against Tier 9, quite a different story. Quite a different story. All right? So the disparity between Tier 8 anti-aircraft and Tier 9 anti-aircraft is night and day. And of course, Tier 8 to Tier 10, we need not speak of this, right? So, flying over here with my torpedo bombers, just taking a look around. There's an Alsace that I'm going to start picking on. Not very successfully, but I am going to start picking on him a little bit. Okay? Because he needs to be picked on. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop right down on this Minsk. I think it's a Minsk. It's hard for me to see with this itty-bitty little screen. And I'm going to drop some torpedoes. And I don't anticipate any will hit that. Well, what do you know? He ran right into one, which leaves him with very little health, and our team is able to pick him off the rest of the way. Okay? So on a Tier 8 carrier, when you're up tiered that way, if you cannot kill the ship or damage the ship, make it move. Make it make a mistake. Make it shuffle. Make it do something. You know? Spot for your team. Do something. So here I peel away. The Alsace is kind of tearing me up. And I get some health back before I go back after the Alsace. Alright? And the Alsace is a Tier 9 French battleship. And as anyone that has played it knows, it's a very good battleship. It's a very dangerous battleship. So that guy needs to something, yeah, as he melts my planes. And again, that's Tier 9. Alright?
And you can boost or weave or bop. Anyone that tells you that is full of garbage. Go ahead, show me, try it. Doesn't work. All right, when you're up tiered like this, it's not going to work. So, but it is what it is. So there's no sense in complaining about it. It is what it is. So the first thing I do with the rocket fighters, I go and bring them out again. See how he's picking on our Leningrad? So I'm going to fly over to that Leningrad. I'm going to drop fighters right on top of him. Now, destroyer captains, one of the mistakes you guys make is if your friendly CV drops fighters over you to protect you, don't sail away from them. Stay within them. They'll protect you. They will shoot down the enemy planes. They will make him stop or not attack you or what have you. But if you sail out of that little green zone, it's fair game. There's nothing more I can do as a carrier player or anyone else. You drop fighters. If you stay within the fighters, you're going to be protected. If you sail out of them, you're on your own. So I'm coming down on this Alsace. I'm going to drop some rockets, hopefully. All right, I'm going to try. Here we go. All right, we're going to launch. We account for the lag. We get some hits. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and go. And also in this battle, you will notice I have a personal mission to do. And that's one of the things they added to this honor and glory thing. Is sometimes when you go into battle, you have a personal mission. You hit the tab key, and it'll tell you what your personal mission is for that game. And in this one, I had to start 2 fires. All right. So, I'm coming back around. I'm going to hit with the rockets again. Or try to. Nope. Plane's deleted. But look at what the Alsace is doing. He is backing up. So we made him change his religion. He's now going backwards. Okay? Honestly, the Alsace isn't stupid. He knows he's outnumbered over here. He knows there's a bunch of ships coming at him. I am a minor annoyance to him right now, but I'm starting to become a pain in the ass. And that's what you want to do. Keep chipping away at the block. Make yourself a nuisance. Make yourself a pain. Okay? He's not happy. Not only does he have to deal with all our ships on this side, but he's also got to deal with this half-crazed lunatic aircraft carrier who keeps sending his planes to die against his anti-aircraft, which eventually is going to get whittled down by our ships, and it's going to allow me to hit him. Okay? No spoilers. All right? So, coming back around, and I'm just avoiding the flak from the Alsace right now. I'm just avoiding that. I'm coming over. I'm going to drop fighters over that destroyer, who does what I said not to do. He sails out from underneath them. He could have been nice and safe in those fighters, but no. He's determined to get the enemy carrier. Okay? So he's going to go after the enemy carrier while I continue to chip away at this Alsace. All right? And look, I shot down 5 planes there. I think that's 5. It's hard for me to see, again, with this teeny little screen. But I'm coming back around after the Alsace, and pop, 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 pop. There's Archie. And we're going to go. Come on. Let me at least drop 1 bomb. Nope. Not going to happen. Again, there's that glitch where if you're in an attack, sometimes it'll just launch you back at the ship and automatically launch whatever planes you have available. I know I don't have many bombers left, so I'm just going to drop the ordnance in the open water so I can go back to the ship and launch what I want. Okay? Unfortunately, I had more planes than I thought. But as you can see from the bottom of my screen, I can't tell exactly how many planes I have in the squadron because of the glitch. So, and while you're in this glitch, you can only control the planes with the WASD key. That's the only way you can aim. The mouse doesn't work. All right? The only thing the mouse is good for is dropping the ordnance. That's it. Okay? So, I'll try. What the heck? They're pixelated planes, right? So I'm going to go up against this Alsace right here. And we're going to go in and do, I don't think very much of anything. Because for me, it's very, very difficult to steer with the WASD key. And I'm going to drop right, no. I don't accomplish anything. And as I come out of the dive, I hit the F key, go back to the carrier. And the interface is back up. So that tells me that those 3 dive bombers were shot down. Otherwise, it would not have come up, and I'd have been stuck with the WASD key again. So I'm coming off with the torpedo bombers. Again, I'm focused myself, and you can call it obsessed, on this Alsace. All right? I know if I eliminate the Alsace, that whole flank is wide open. All right? So I'm coming down on the Alsace, and I'm not the only guy going after the Alsace. Our destroyer is down there getting killed by the enemy aircraft carrier, as you can see. All right? Why you would take that destroyer in particular down there after that carrier, an Ognevoi, with the limited torpedoes that it has, is a mystery. But we do what we do. You might ask, why am I keep going after this Alsace? Well, the reason I keep going after this Alsace is because he is, in my opinion right now, the most dangerous member of the enemy team that's on the board. He's also convenient to me. It's easy for me to hit him, and I'm keeping him out of our cap. All right? So he doesn't know what to do. He knows he's shooting down my planes like crazy, but it doesn't matter. What I'm doing is making a move. Make him uncomfortable. Do something. Fire something. Here I launched torps. Looking for them to go green. When they go green, they're armed. They're green, they hit. Boom, boom. All right, get 1, 2. No floods. But that's okay. I'll take the 2. All right, so back up on the rocket planes. Lag is not letting my dive bombers do very well. Plus, they tend to get shot down very quickly. All right. So I'm looking at the Alsace. I've chipped away at him along with some other teammates of mine, and he's just got barely any health left. So I'm going after him, and he's going to take a hit that's going to knock him down. I think one of those torps are going to hit him, and it's going to knock him down to barely a shred. Now, this is the ultimate insult to any battleship. I am going to kill you with a freaking rocket, you son of a gun. Boom! Headshot. Dead Alsace. This side is clear. This house is clean. All right. So, I have rocket planes still in the air, and I'm just going to go after these other ships here. Now, our team is losing. There's no question about that. All you got to do is look across the top of the screen. All right. I don't care. I killed the Alsace. I'm happy. My life is complete. Okay. So, here we go. We'll launch something else. And we'll see if we can get some torpedo hits on this Frederick the Great over here. It's pronounced Friedrich der Große, for those of you who don't speak German. All right. So, I had one guy call it Fred the Grob today. That works. Whatever. Whatever helps you identify the ship, right? Then I noticed that somebody's in ACAP. Probably somebody I can't hit. But I have torpedo planes up, so I'm going to use them. You know, I'm not going to recall the squadron just to launch something else. That doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, but not to me at the moment. And the game ends before I get a chance to do anything. And we end up losing. Now, what's interesting about this, you see, there's your points for your honor and glory. What's interesting about this is this is a defeat. I didn't do too terribly, but I made money. I made 52,000. Now, that may have been because I sank the Alsace, which is a tier 9, and it may be because I smacked planes down. You figure it out. In the meantime, you guys be good to each other and have a great, great day. Bye.